probably his most iconic hero, I would say, in this patch that we've seen overall. He's had a lot of success with it. At times it's been shaky, where he always seems to have that great laning stage if he's not roamed on, but then the mid-game decision-making has not been his strongest suit. But he's got a lot more experience over the past 4 to 5 months, and you know, this is a situation where he is the veteran coming into some of these matches.
No, I feel like we can't even talk about mid one being like a rookie anymore with having 4 or 5 LAN tournaments under his belt, majors.
It's only been like 6 months, you know, but it's been a lot of Dota on big stages in that time.
I think it was Starladder Mints was his first big LAN, and that was where
January.
That was January. Okay, so yeah, it's been about 6 months, and I remember going into that one because Winter was there and he was talking to me. He's like, "Man, this mid one kid, he's so cocky. Like he's saying how he's gonna like wreck mid, like beat all these players." And then he got solo killed by S4 at level 2 as Viper versus Bad, and he just got like completely owned by S4 like 2 games in a row. And it was like Winter's like, "Yeah, that'll put him in his place." But he learned from it. Like he's gained so much experience since then. And
to be fair, if you ask Winter, he still thinks he's too cocky.
He doesn't play like it anymore.
That's Winter being a cranky old man.
Yeah. Winter, he's the cranky old man, and they're like the young whippersnappers who are like coming onto his lawn, and he's just like,
"Get off my lawn!" So Whitefire is going to Dragon Knight, so they're shoring up for extremely strong, like clashing lineup. Very low cooldowns here for the most part. Tanky heroes too, gods. This
is what we saw at the start of this patch, with like when the armlet was before the armlet got nerfed a bit. It was a lot of DK, mid, Slatter, either offlane or safe lane, and then you have a third tanky core, and you just run at your opponents with these unkillable frontliners. But I'm not sure if Whitefire are going to go kind of completely back to that and pick some kind of KYXY hero that fits that, or if they're just going to go a different direction.
Hello.
Hi, OD.
I forgot I'm on the main
stream. Want me to check
now.
something for you?
No, that's okay. Disruptor. Sorry, Brian. I don't think you can hear me. Yeah, we're not used to being on the the main
that gets your Dota on BTS 4 or whatever we're on.
Yeah, I gotta move that, but I don't know if I'm gonna have a chance. Show the panel, Brian, so I can use my windows. But anyway, sorry about that, guys. So Disruptor will be the choice for Whitefire. So they have, I guess, like the 2 most, I would say, popular overall laning supports right now. Lion and Disruptor, really good lockdown, great team fighting, good pick-off potential. They scale well into late game. Great counter to the Tidehunter as well.
And now they can run that kind of dual lane setup, as mentioned, the Disruptor Slater. And hey, guess what? There's no good supports left, perhaps. The Witch Doctor could be a ban here, which is maybe the strongest laning support left. Like a Witch Doctor Jug, solid. But it's a tough safe lane for Fnatic. They may have to commit the Earth Spirit quite a bit to the safe lane. But the nice thing about committing the Earth Spirit there is you've got a 3v2 with Sunstrike support, so you can look to prevent that aggression from Whitefire.
Yeah, Whitefire are going to round this one out. Banning has support now. They remove the Venge. Someone who can help with the Roche, deal with the Slardar Disruptor initiations pretty well.
Yeah.
So
probably see a Witch Doctor from Fnatic. It's like the 3-4-3 plays a lot of the hero, and Venge would have been good as well. They're kind of similar heroes. They're just zoning supports.
5 seconds remaining.
What does Whitefire want as a carry? Alright,
so then they go the full armlet tanky core lineup. In theory, 3 armlets, but I don't think we'll see full 3 armlets.
Yeah, Fnatic didn't have all their cores. I would say this is a great Timbersaw game, but there is a Disruptor and a Lion, so maybe not that great.
Put the Tide support, man. Or Invoker support.
Iron Talon, just straight jungle, 4
I think it was Fog who actually did the Invoker support one game, back when he was playing competitively.
Well, and now Fog's casting, so I think that says all we need to know about the 4 position support.
There's
Giannis, we love you.
There's the armlet counter, actually. This is, and I think the reason you pick this over something like a Witch Doctor, Witch Doctor's better in lane. I mean, AA Tri-Lane's good because you get Chilling Touch on 3 heroes, but you got Jug and Earth Spirit who don't necessarily get off a lot of right clicks, but you pick this because it stops the armlets from at least DK and Sven, or deters them a little bit.
Aha. I am free.
Phew.
I have the power.
Alright. But Sven this game, so it's a greedier option. You want to just kind of be able to farm your ancient stacks. This is a hero that wants to kind of play like an alchemist style game where you're not taking too many fights early on until you get a couple of items.
Yeah, of course the one downside, I guess, is it is a Radiant. So Sven, so as soon as you go to those Ancients, possibly we just see Fnatic go into Roche.
Yeah.
That said, not the best Roche line.
Yeah. Well, at least not till you get like a high level Invoker. That's assuming it goes Exon Invoker, but Invoker Jug, so-so. Ooh, predictions, LD. You don't have predictions?
That's on my other account. I'm glad I
Okay.
don't have. It's so
Yeah,
annoying
it
when you're
actually is.
the main observer.
There's like no it's like suddenly pops up, taking away like a fifth of your screen, and
The
like
worst one is last hits. Who has the most last hits? Because every time someone overtakes another person, it shows an update.
yeah.
So it literally is showing updates for like.
I
80%
don't blame you for that.
Yeah, Slacks was giving me shit, but I held my ground. If Slacks can't bully me, you certainly can.
Okay.
Leave me alone. I haven't
Don't
slept
worry,
much.
we'll be friends for now.
I can bring the compendium up if I get a critical mass of complaints. Else I won't. But here we go, guys. White Fry starting with the early smoke, and they're going to move into a jungle invasion towards the Fnatic Woods. Just rolling up the ramp. Leading the charge is CH. The smoke will expire, but it looks like mid one got a quick glimpse of them.
30
So away he
seconds
goes.
to battle.
So DJ in position, off in the trees. Does have the rolling boulder
That's it.
already skilled up.
Sneaky little place to be, and he'll scout them walking. Yeah, he'll scout them walking by.
And waves hello from the high ground, though they don't see him. And now he knows there's some heroes potentially on their own.
Yeah.
They have to be careful and retreat as a squad. They try to jump this lion. Now ward gets dropped. White Fry.
I mean, Fnatic saw everything. They saw these. I think they saw the pull camp get blocked, and they saw that observer ward getting planted. So DJ can go in, deward it.
Oh, he's gonna get the observer for sure. The other sentry. Did they already place it? Oh, they already placed it down bottom.
Okay.
So they can't deward the pole camp block now, but perhaps we'll buy something later on.
DJ gets some money from the deward. I always find it interesting he uses the Tango to deward rather than tries to right-click it down. I almost all players do this, and I'm always like, could
Just
have
like a
saved one
safety
Tango.
thing where you minimize your time dewarding.
Yeah, exactly, and you can immediately go back to being, as a roaming 4 position hero, you want to be missing from the map as much as possible, but still interesting. So Fnatic will go for the full tri-lane. They kind of recognize that Slider's a hero you want to zone out. He doesn't have Iron Talon, so if he has an Iron Talon, you may say, oh, we can just zone him with one hero, he's going to go jungle anyways, but he can't Iron Talon for a little bit here.
Yeah, on the other side of the map, we did see a deward here from White Fries, removing the vision of that Iron Talon camp, I'll call it. So he should be able to go there if needed. We're mid one on the Invoker. Mid is going to start off going Exort build. So
Wow.
pretty standard.
Haven't seen an Alacrity Invoker in a long time, though.
Yeah, this was when they first changed him. It was like everyone was just taking that early point of X because it gave you so much damage, but it got nerfed pretty heavily.
Yeah, this is almost all Exo Invokers are just going full quasi-exort these days. But yeah, it's good. Okay, so yeah, HY, as I say, he didn't have an Iron Talon, now does have one. He must have he saved up some money, I guess.
They saw the Lion Gods. They saw them creeping towards the middle lane.
Looking for that courier snipe, is it?
Yeah. Mid one, I don't know if he has anything too big coming out for some time here.
He has his boots on the courier.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely know he's coming. And meanwhile, the roll on mid onto 290. It's a bit of harassment. So early on, it looks like they're going to look to secure mid one's farm. We are seeing Sven being just given a free jungle or lane.
This
Ohio
is
in the jungle.
A lot of XP that no one's getting at bottom. Normally, you I like that White Fries are actually pressuring this early, and they probably recognize that Tide is going to be low HP Iron Talon jungling, so no one can actually rotate here. Even a support coming down bottom, that's a ton of experience. AA has a TP, but you TP and you may just get immediately glimpse. Pelosin is going to draw aggro off, and this could be a very early tower.
As you say that, DJ,
Yeah,
he wants to correct the situation. He sees wasted resources, doesn't like it. They even bring in the AA as well. So double TP to bottom, but Sven has already done a lot of work on this tower. He's gotten his level 3. Going for the 1-1-1 build. Yeah, it's skilled to cleave early. Sometimes we see players reserve that, but that's only if there's someone in the lane that you want to deny.
Very aggressive play from White Fries here as far as taking it down the tower. It doesn't necessarily give you a huge advantage to get this tower early on if you don't pull the way back, because it can give your opponents a lot of XP, and that's what we may see a bit here. And now you've got Fnatic taking advantage of the laning set. Both supports come bottom because Mushi is in a 1v0. He doesn't need anyone up there to help him out.
Yeah, Mushi with 12 denies, even with the Sven, as far as the last hits go, more or less. Ohio already hitting 4 in the jungle. Meanwhile, HY only level 2, so he is struggling early on. Didn't start with the Iron Talon.
Yeah, he got it very early though. Like, he didn't start with it as a starting item, but I saw him like a minute, less than a minute in the game with it, so must have just got some bad camps, hellbears or something, camps that just make you take a lot of damage.
But a bit unfortunate. They are going to smoke though. 4-minute rune is spawning relatively soon, and we'll see White Fries. They may be making a move on mid, but mid
they have no detection. He can Ghost Walk here. That's the one nice thing about the Alacrity build is you've got Ghost Walk available. And he's got just enough mana for it.
They have the Observer, but if they get off that first disable, perhaps they can kill him. Still, they don't even have Hex, so it's a Lion stun out of a smoke at daytime.
Yep, and no Dragon. Oh yeah, he doesn't have level 5 yet, so no Dragon Tail. They'll kind of give up going for it.
Yeah, they go for Ohio instead. They're going to find a Haster in here, who will grab it. Looks like they're leaving it for the Dragonite, who's going to join them. And while that's happening, Mid One actually found a kill elsewhere with a Sunstrike, bringing down the Disruptor. Used it, courtesy of the ward that his team had planted. So just went splat. Didn't know there was a ward there.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. And clearly Disruptor not realizing there's vision.
Yeah. Nice.
Casually wanders in and feeds.
Yeah, he went for the 4-minute rune, and Earth Spirit rolled in and took him out. But
I talk about a bad exchange. They smoke. They don't get a kill. Mid One chills mid and finds the first blood.
Bottom T1 tower will now go down though, it looks like, and no Deny coming into the picture.
The Palossan is chasing. It's only a level 1 glimpse. So they give up the free tower, but they do get a first blood on the Invoker, who's CSing pretty well. Juggernaut getting free farm. Tidehunter pulling ahead of the Slardar early, so when you kind of add all of this up, gods, it's a relatively even game for net worth, but Fnatic with a very substantial experience.
Yeah, and that's entirely from that bottom lane push. Once the heroes rotate down there, start leeching that experience, and you've got a fully committed jungler, you're getting a lot more just out of the lanes. As far as spreading it around. The gold from the tower kind of negates what would otherwise be a Fnatic gold lead.
See Kev farming up the enemy stack, so White Fry is rotating the Sven around early, giving HY a bit of help in the lane, but Mushi is going to spin this wave, try to push it out so that White Fries will not be able to support Kev as easily with the creeps.
And
not even
AA leeches that even, again, like you talk about the experience advantage, that's like just more XP, which is being kind of split between the two teams.
They're not stacking Ancients just yet, but a Helm of the Dominator has now been picked up, so it looks like that may be the plan from here, is start turbo farming the Sven.
Yeah, and KYXY definitely wants to get his farm going. Hasn't started stacking just yet, but you've got to imagine it's coming soon.
I mean, talk to me about how good of a Sven game you think it is. There is an Ancient Apparition here. Is that a concern?
Mid lane.
Oh, 290. Not going to be able to make it out, it looks like.
Wow, he bottled
just
through.
barely. Orb of Venom damage not sufficient. Then the turnaround comes with Kev getting the 2-hero stun, but they don't have a ton of lockdown. The Glimpse coming back. DJ, one more auto attack is all that's required. HY looking for the crush. He can't isolate him. Unable to bring him down, and they move in onto Kev again. Still that Slardar searching for an opening. DJ throwing out an angry boulder back the other way. Always fishing for that little extra play. Nobody dies in the end.
Big commitment from both teams, and a lot of heroes like DK surviving on a sliver of HP. Sven, similar story with the Jug. Could have Mushi very kind of defend. I like that he kind of played it safe because he did have an Omni Slash. Often Mushi would have tried to go for the kill, but he may not have gotten it off if he went for it.
Speaking of Mushi, moving on to CH here, Blade Fury, and doesn't even need the last auto attack. Finds a kill, so he'll be moving about early, and that is going to free up the top lane for 3-4-3.
And Mushi getting some good farm, and getting that AA Ice Blast online nice and early will go a long way. I think as far as the playing Sven into AA comes, you can't really go Armlet this game. We'll probably just see him go into the Echo Saber type build, Echo Saber Blink, and go from there. The Armlet build has been very popular by a lot of Sven players, but you just can't really do it against an AA. I mean, you can, but it really makes you very vulnerable to getting bursted down.
They found someone, but they are going to stack the stuns here. 290 NCH, kind of panicking, and now Mushi has an Omni Slash available. Sunstrike, bit off the mark, does get stunned with the Hex, but still the chase from DJ. Omni Slash instead going on the Dragon Knight. Won't be denied by the Black Dragons. The 2-hero stun. The follow-up is there. Slardar looking for the crush, but he gets silenced by DJ, who looks to run. And now they throw out the Thunderstrike. They try to lock him down. And meanwhile, CH going to fall to Mushi on a double kill. He continues to play aggressive, finding lots of additional gold with the Sunstrike cooling down. Mid one may fire on Palossan here momentarily. They did also plant down an Observer Ward in the middle of all that. DJ just doing work with the early roams.
Yeah, Mushi really coming up big there, creating a lot of space for his team as the safe lane farming Juggernaut. Just having that max Blade Fury early, and then he gets active on the map. Even while it looks like transitioning into what could be a Battle Fury build, we've seen a few Vanguard Juggernauts. Go for like Vanguard Diffusals or Vanguard Manta builds.
And we've seen Vanguard into Battle Fury, so
Yes.
it could be any of the above, really.
So
Do you favor one of those builds this game?
Battle Fury seems alright, so you can keep up and farm with the Sven. I think if you're not going a Battle Fury build, you've got to. It means you've got to dominate the early game and snowball. There's a bit less pressure on you to win the early to mid game if you're going for a Battle Fury. But I mean, Fnatic have a very strong team fight to give them a mid game edge if they want to take that approach.
So HY up top, he's about to hit his level 6. Meanwhile, we do see Ohio fully 7 with Arcane Boots and 800 gold bank. So when it comes to net worth, the Slard are quite far behind. Actually, more than I thought he would be, considering, like you said, the Iron Talon wasn't that slow.
And he hasn't died once at the entire game, so farm-wise, it's just been, he's tried to help his team. He went for the smoke play towards mid, and
they do find DJ, Stormbolt there. They have a Dragon Tail follow-up available. Should be able to chain him low. Can they finish him off? He's going to try to roll. Won't make it.
Yeah.
So a kill on the board now for the White Fries.
Okay.
Sven did commit the God Strength. He's spending a lot of time coming to fights.
Yes, and he hasn't had his Ancient. He's had one stack at his Ancients, which was just done manually by DK. Normally, 10 to 12 minutes is when you see Sven farm his first 4 or 5 stack of Ancients. So they are behind on the stacks, and that's come down to Fnatic blocking it with wards and just applying a lot of pressure here. And they've got the vision, so when Sven does go for it, they will know, and they'll have Ravage plus Ice Blast to fight with.
Looks like a smoke. Fnatic. 3 heroes moving up. Target will be...
Looks like they want to swing mid based on their drawings.
It's going to be
Sven,
a blind move up the ramp here. With Sven in decent position to reveal it. Oh, actually might be perfect position to reveal it. But did he get a glimpse of them, or was he already down the hill? He gets caught out. Ice Blast coming through. That'll connect, and then the follow-up damage there from Fnatic. The ideal grab, bringing down the most farmed hero in the game for White Fries.
Yeah, that's really nice for Fnatic. I guess they were just out of vision with that smoke, and
he walked down the ramp right as the smoke broke,
yeah.
So he actually didn't see it. And they were already out of vision of that sentry as well.
Mushi at top, maybe able to tank his way through this one. They've got to chain some down. They need one more TP, and they've got Lion.
There you go. Good follow-up. White Fries, though, again. Go.
Okay, they stack the stuns, but
fortunately, the amp damage does amplify the Slytherin crush damage, or that may not have been a kill.
Meanwhile, mid Fnatic will get at least pressure at T1 tower until the TPs start coming in. But with Ravage here, Fnatic can hold their ground. Double Forward Spirits and a Ravage is a lot of damage output.
They have Ice Blast as well. A bit scary for White Fries to defend this. But they want to, guys. They don't want to be giving up these 3 towers. Unfortunately, they will have to, as DJ narrowly missing there on the roll and the smash, but still chasing forward. Static Storm deployed. Will cage Ohio. So they move back in on the Tide. Not going to chance it.
It was kind of... I don't know if he did that on purpose, but he rolled like over the boulder that he'd kicked, so it kind of hid the kick boulder that ends up hitting the Slaughter there.
Yeah, just like visually cluttering your screen almost. Next level tactics.
Like disguising the stun, but...
If anyone would do that intentionally, it's probably DJ.
Yes.
He sure is a magician.
Pick up his own and get ready to get more active, but Ohio, 1800 gold. Kind of signals a bit towards the Blink Dagger, although sometimes you see Tides just save up money while they decide what to go for, but having a Blink initiation, their lineup doesn't have that good clear catch from an Invoker or Jug, or a Spirit is an unreliable initiation with the both Boulder Smash and Rolling Boulder being non-guaranteed initiation, so we'll see probably a Blink from Ohio.
Yeah, Blink from Ohio. Mushi as we'll roll through some of the other item pickups under construction. Mushi building towards the Battle Fury, so he does get the Perseverance now. And Fnatic continuing to smoke around the Tidehunter. Still holding on to the Ravage, but this is a great time to use it. They'll roll in with DJ. Oh, only catching the Dragon Knight there. The Ice Blast coming through. Ohio caught out, unable to engage and back up his buddy, so they're just going to lose the Earth Spirit. They'll glimpse back the Tide. Static Storm cooling down. It's not ready yet, though. They chain up the stuns a little bit here. Do they get the Static Storm off? They don't need it. Ohio doesn't want to waste the Ravage. So another kill to White Fries. A 2-0. Granted, they're farming with their cores, but this will mean a tower.
Yeah, that was a really nice fight. A bit unfortunate for Fnatic where the smoke popped. They didn't have vision of any heroes, so they were kind of blindly guessing with the roll in, and it was actually a Sven to the south that was somewhat alone and ends up flanking them because they didn't realize he was the one who broke the smoke in. Fnatic need to perhaps consider bringing Mushi to rotations if they want to take a big fight like that. I guess they're expecting just to find a solo pickoff, but once White Fries had numbers, Fnatic needed their jug.
Oh, they are zeroing in now in mid 1. Would be a big kill if they can find an HY gets eyes on him, drops the amp damage. Sunstrike is there, but they glimpse him back. Static Storm deployed. It's a really good one. Still the Cold Snap making life very difficult for HY. He'll die for his sins. Mid 1 at least collects something on the way out, but in the end, still, the Invoker will fall.
Big kill Pelosin. He's not okay. They kill one Forward Spirit. That was very close to getting Disruptor as well.
Had to TP home, in fact, so not a second kill, but kind of feels like it with the loss of the Disruptor on the map for a minute here.
Mushi's hit level 11, so the level 2 Omni Slasher, big boost in his damage output if he's coming to fights and fighting around the Tide Ravage with his team, so does mean Mushi probably more likely to come along. But the nice thing about the Sven this game is that Warcry is going to be very useful for the Sven as well as his team to tank through it. DK's tanky, Slaughter it gets pretty decent armor and can itemize towards the Vlads for the team, or even a Crimson Guard if you want. So it's going to require, I think that's where also the Battle Fury is good, because Mushi recognizes he can't just go to more like cheap cost-effective items and expect to dish out damage. He needs to get really farmed to be able to burst down heroes like Sven, Slaughter, DK, who are naturally tanky.
Ah, Pelosin, you cheeky little bugger. Gonna cancel that Tide TP. Doesn't really matter too much in the end, but and good news for White Fries gods. A very early Blink Dagger here for CH, all things considered. It's not that 9-minute, you know, MMY Blink, but this is still pretty timely.
Yeah, and when you're running this like Lion Disruptor support duo, both the kind of traditional zoning supports, you want to make sure you're getting farm on at least one of them, which White Fries have done well.
So, with the way the game's developed, do you feel like either team has a strategic advantage? Is it even for you? And what are the next steps for these teams moving forward?
I think Fnatic overall have more plays to make. Their team fight is far superior. White Fries are very BKB reliant to fight into Ravage, Ice Blast, and as well as the Invoker. So I would look towards Fnatic trying to utilize their big combos, like the Ravage into Ice Blast with a Jug rotation and the Omni Slash. But if you're White Fries, you kind of recognize we can't just be solo around the map trying to farm, because the kill potential from Fnatic, you've got Global Sunstrike and Global Ice Blast. It can come anywhere. So they're actually going to try secure a Roshan. This is really nice for them because it protects them from Fnatic's scary teamfight, but it also denies this from Fnatic, because this is an objective that Fnatic were likely to go for fairly soon themselves with how good their teamfight is. A 5v5 around the Roche Pit heavily favors Fnatic, but
only if they're there with the big ultimates, and they ain't. White Fries will take it. Will they? All right. Get the Aegis, guys. Come on. Keep it together now.
Interesting. Slaughter picks it up, not the Sven.
I guess the thinking is it's always going to be Slaughter first man in most fights, so he's the one likely to die.
Yeah, they both got blinks, but yeah, Sven just that bit more tanky.
And also, the Sven, when he comes back after Aegis expiring, doesn't have the God Strength anymore, right? So
correct, yeah.
Not as effective,
No, that's a good point.
Later on in the game, I imagine if they get it, Kev will be the man carrying it. But for now, they have triple blink, score 6-6, very even. Is this where White Fries start running at them? Do you think they have to wait for BKBs? You mentioned that as a concern for a Roche fight. Is that all over the map that it applies, you feel?
They can fight into Fnatic to some extent, but like you see Fnatic just group up as 5 up top and start pushing, you're still hesitant to go and fight them because like your Sven can't really engage without a BKB into a Ravage. He'll get blown up. From full HP, one Ravage, Ice Blast, Sunstrike combo, he's dead. So I think you're still very hesitant about which fight. It's more how you take the fight.
Unless they get the Static Storm, which Lawson has the amp damage to set up vision for him. Ohio is already in trouble. He doesn't realize it, though. Static Storm comes through. There's the stun. Quick figure 2. Can they kill off this Watermelon? The Ice Blast, it's an air ball. It doesn't hit anything, but they also haven't killed off Ohio. They're going to try to crush him, but that's a 3-hero connection. The Meatball, the Magnetize. Way too much damage. White Fries, what were you thinking? You can't fight into Ohio. He's got the mech too. The raindrops easily allowing him to withstand that onslaught. They've lost the Sven. The Slard are now dropping the Aegis, and they likely lose him a second time. It's fish for dinner. And Fnatic just basically fed a team fight, and now might be fed a tier 3.
I think he had so much. He wasn't even close to dying there. The raindrops, fantastic item pickup when you want him survive the Disruptor Static Storm, but I think even without it, he was more than okay. And
yeah, that plus mech, you can't kill this guy at this stage.
You could see the idea there from White Fries. If they blow up the Tide during that Static Storm, the fight can heavily go their way. Slaughter with an Aegis can just run in and tank everything, but They weren't even close to killing him.
I think if they want to do that, the Sven has to be jumping on him with God
Yes,
Strike. He
absolutely.
didn't even pop it last fight. They don't have the burst otherwise. Not at this stage, anyway. And we'll find one on the Glib stack. DJ, stunned up. Follow-ups there, but already Whitefry's finding themselves down a lane of racks.
I mean, that's an
As a Sunstrike fishing for Polasin will be hounded.
18-minute racks, so...
And it was right after Whitefry's got rushed. They're so confident, you know? Oh, we can take the fight now. We're going to charge a Fnatic. They were very wrong about that. But maybe Ohio will be an easier kill. The mech gets popped, but he's, even with the Kraken Shell, hexed up for days, chased endlessly into the night, and he will die. Though, overall worth it.
Yep, not a problem for Fnatic. The 2 casualties on the way out. You get a racks this early on. You win a convincing team fight into an Aegis, and it really goes back to the fact that Fnatic are just so superior in terms of team fighting, and until you've got BKBs across all your cores on Whitefries, you can't really fight into the Tide reliably, at least on the 2 key carries, the DK as well as Sven. DK was really close to finishing his BKB before that fight. It was maybe 300 or 400 away, and I think in hindsight, very easy to say, the play was just to let that tower go, keep on farming the other lane, split push mid, split push bottom, force. Fnatic aren't going to try push high ground at that stage of the game. It's only because of the team fight they do.
I would actually love to see a replay of that if we have the chance. Such just it was a totally optional initiation, right? Whitefries did not have to go for it, but
oh, Sunstrike,
Ice Blast. You didn't stay in the trees.
Okay, his buddy
Sven will bear them. Sven will carry them. Kev, pick it up. Pick it up.
His career, I guess. He's protecting it. The protector of the boots.
Be a chum. Be a chum, Kev. He's a chum.
He's like, okay, there's definitely a ward there, you know, now, but you'll take that kill, regardless of the D ward. That's probably... I mean, to D ward, you've got to be able to push out your lanes, and Fnatic, with Ravage back up, are already posturing aggressively around mid.
Do they consider a full second lane of Rax attempt, or do you think you slow down and just wait for some mistakes from Whitefries?
You look for a fight. You want to push the tier 2s. I think it's less about taking a lane of racks and more about keeping Whitefries in their base. It's kind of the starvation tactics where you get deep wards up around the Whitefries base so you can see them whenever they leave their base, and kind of limit the resources available to Whitefries. This is a position... Sven does not want to be in the position where he's just bottled in his base and can't do anything.
They find a glimpse. Static Storm there as well. Are they going to commit on Ohio? This time, they throw it all at the Tide, and that's how you do it.
Yep.
They'll bring him down with ease, and just imagine if that last team fight, they'd committed as much on him. A little skip here as they chase up towards 343. Dragonite BKB already expended, has the armlet as well. And moving in aggressively, they find another glimpse, courtesy of the amp damage. That's another kill. Up with your head, says Kev. Whitefries not out of this one just yet. Sure, they gave up an early lane of racks, but they strike back, and they will start to pull the game within reach.
Yeah, does buy them some time, a bit of a window. Sven has to get that BKB up as soon as possible. Dragonite showing his now. The scary kind of thought is, though, for me with Whitefries is, even if you slowly pull the game back through getting these BKBs, is you're already down a racks, and as these BKBs get shorter and shorter, the late game Invoker Tide is just going to become a big, big problem to deal with. Sven not going to be able to scale as well into the late game when he's already playing from... Sven's kind of like an alchemist, where you want to be the top net worth hero at all stages of the game once you're past the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, especially when they have so many ways to kite the BKB, as you pointed out. And on top of that, they have Anchor Smash. So good against a hero that relies on his stats for additional damage. So Kev may struggle a bit later on.
This Sunstrike Ice Blast combo, very potent.
And that's the thing, is he can't be that man mode Sven if the Ice Blast hits him. He won't be able to rely on Satanic Lifesteal late game to just carry him through.
Yeah.
But for now, it does have the BKB, Kev.
Radiant's middle tower.
See Whitefries again under siege. They'll have to forfeit that tier 2 tower and reset for a high ground defense if Fnatic choose to go. Don't have to blink on Ohio, though, so I think they'll be content with this. See mid 1 TP back towards top. He cancels that. He reevaluates and decides to stay with the team. But overall, Fnatic are slowing the game down.
And now that you've got map control, your opponents are kind of forced to stick together always on their side of the map. You wait out Roshan mostly. You get your next key item pickup or two. You've got money coming in for the Earth Spirit, and your AAs wants to maybe get his level 11, so you're in no rush if you're Fnatic.
Fnatic biding their time. We'll see Ohio just trying to farm the enemy jungle, mid one at the Ancients. Mushi spreading the map towards his side of the woods, and DJ now grabbing a Blink Dagger. So it seems like Fnatic are a lot more confident about spreading out gods with the map control the Invoker split push gives them, as well as with the fact that they have 2 tier 2 towers at this point.
And they've got to approach fights differently. They need to make sure they're the ones getting the jump now because of these BKBs. They want to initiate in with a Ravage and try and catch one of the heroes before they get the BKB. Our problem is Ohio went for the Greaves. Has a cloak as well, but ideally against BKBs you want to have a blink so you can get that blink Ravage from melee range and catch them with a Ravage before they get their BKBs off. But
alternatively, I suppose, is trying to bait them out with the Ice Blast Sunstrike combo.
Yes.
Which may be the intermediate route for Fnatic.
So Fnatic will be a bit more careful about how they choose fights. They've seen the double BKBs. They've seen... Actually, I don't think they've seen the Ogre Club on Slada, but they may imagine he's going for a BKB, although 4-staff is often the follow-up. But we'll see Roche respawn very, very quickly. Given Fnatic's position.
Oh, the scan's a bit early, though.
That's
unfortunate. Could have scouted Fnatic walking into the pit if it was... I mean, I imagine it's going to be within the next 20 seconds they have a peek.
They're sending the dominated creep, but even that's not going to make it.
Get the hell out of here, says DJ.
Yeah, the thing is, your Wi-Fi is you're not expecting Roche to be up this fast. I mean, you're going to scout if you can, but do you really want to smoke when Roche may not even be up for 2 minutes' time? You want to try and use your smoke catch when you're kind of sure Roche is up, but you've got to. But you need it. Okay, they actually just scouted. Okay, they got a siege creep in there. They've seen Roche's back, and if anything, that will give them motivation to probably make this smoke play very soon. Push up bottom lane, then smoke up and head straight for that pit. They've got the BKBs. They can contest this.
Something DJ will be expecting. He has a blink. He's in position to break this thing. DJ looking to be a hero. The blink forward, though, he is going to get caught out a bit. They might lose him, but it's a Dragon Knight BKB committed just for the Earth Spirit and the smoke broken. Worth it, even though it doesn't feel great to die. A 1-for-1. And it won't be a clean initiation by White Fries. Ohio will have all the intel he needs. They still move in. Kev says, screw it. I'm going in, but it's into an Omni Slash. It's into trouble. The Crush is there. Can they finish him off? Sven cleaving through, looking for mid one. The BKB is still going, but Mushi a bit too tanky, and Kev may fall here as the BKB wears off. Mushi barely surviving. 80 HP. He hangs on to the Aegis, and it ends up being a 3-for-2 with an Aegis gained by Fnatic, along with a lot of gold. The last hit even going to Mushi. Definitely not worth.
Disruptor coming in, feeding away an extra, trying to take out the Aegis, and Sven Warcry on cooldown during the Omni Slash. That was a big thing there. Must have used it to get to the Roche pit faster or to run in, and that entire Omni Slash duration, right as it ended, his Warcry came back up, but by then it was too late.
I thought he felt a little paper thin there for Sven. Mushi isn't that farmed yet.
He more than doubles his armor when in Warcry. The damage output from the Omni Slash would have been tremendously reduced. He would have won that man fight with Mushi and, well, taken away the Aegis for one thing, probably killed off someone like the Tide, and
he may have killed him a second time even.
It's possible, yeah, absolutely.
Because I think Slardar lives a bit longer at that point. Maybe gets off one more crush.
Mushi's items are not geared towards taking like a head-on fight, like in a 1v1 scenario with the Sven. Unless you got like your diffusal butterfly type items, like you don't have a chance of fighting into the Sven. He's got lifesteal. He's got way more single target damage output than you do.
Well, it's a good story, but it's not how it ends at the Roche pit for White Fries. Instead, Fnatic pulling a bit farther ahead, trying to bury White Fries. They move in bottom. They have a Ravage. Still no blink on Ohio. He's opted for the plate mail.
Yeah, looks like he's just
going for Death Ball Tide, but he will get glimpsed. Hello. Yeah, that's a dead Highlander.
Yes.
Seems like that's the way back into this game for White Fries. Just that pretty, straightforward amp damage into glimpse combo.
Yeah, they're gonna keep finding those pickoffs, but see what the plan is going to be for Fnatic if they adjust accordingly. But mid one will have a Lincoln Sphere, so he'll have one way of preventing that glimpse catch. And Mushi's completed a Skadi. This is the item that helps you just fight head on against the Sven. Having the slow, getting the stats from this will go a long way.
Makes it easier to kite him, helps you run down supports on the back lines as well. And the bonus armor doesn't hurt either. So Mushi will move forward. Tidehunter going to respawn relatively soon, but they'll have a long journey to get with the team. So not sure if Fnatic really push into this. Just keeping the lane shoved in, trying to play the farm and economy game a bit. Planting down some aggressive wards, sentries getting popped. Still no gem for anybody. So the deep ward's likely to have a big impact.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a gem on the side of Fnatic given the way they're pressing forward. Here we go, Mushi looking to just do that Blade Fury siege on the high ground, knowing he's got an Aegis.
They're going to stun him to start this off. They could glimpse him back as well. The Stormbolt follows up. And then the Dragon Knight's done. One by one, cycling the stuns. They almost have a Hex again.
Now the healing wards though there.
Yeah.
And he's got another Blade Fury, so this is going to be a safe, slow, steady siege coming out from Mushi. Really nicely played.
And they continue to move forward. 290.
He snipes the healing ward. That's a much needed play.
Getting cold feet. He's going to blink away. Still, the Juggernauts are coming. Remember, they already got the melee Rax top earlier. This would be a second lane of Rax effectively for Fnatic. And again, the Blade Fury chip. It will be amped. Decides to play it safe and back off. Look for the glimpse. They'll reel him back in. Mushi stunned, controlled. They stack the stuns again, but they have the damage to bring him down once. The second time, though.
They're going to have Ravage though.
That's going to be tricky. The Ravage is ready. They move forward. DJ there. Lets the Magnetize go. On top of it comes the Ice Blast. The Meatball. White Fries getting absolutely fried here by Fnatic. 4 have fallen. They are cooked up, battered, and then devoured. That will be 2 lanes of Rax Gods, and that may be game 1.
That was brutal. I mean, Mushi didn't panic when he got caught in. Well, the Fnatic as a team didn't panic when they got caught in. Ohio, the Static Storm kind of blocked the entrance, but the problem is the Aegis respawn was a 5-second window, which kind of was during the Static Storm duration. So by the time he was respawned from the Aegis, the Static Storm had worn off, and Fnatic take game 1 of this best of 3.
We really got to see that one again. That was just poetry in action. But it felt like the game was already within Fnatic's grasp long before that, Gods. The critical fight, that engagement near the top tier 2. In retrospect, if Spen was able to jump the tide, we saw later on, after losing that fight, they could kill him, but if they didn't have the Spen damage, he just wasn't a killable target.
Yeah, that was definitely the turning point, because when they sniped that Aegis, I was something like, okay, Fnatic had kind of had the big teamfight edge, but with this Aegis, Whitefriars can drag the game out, and they tried to force a fight before they had their BKBs, and we never really got to see the Whitefriars lineup in action in a team fight around BKB, against the Invoker, against the Tide, and they had a game plan for taking out the Tide, but it never really got done in a scenario where Whitefriars could win the fight and then take objectives. It was purely done like, we solo picked off the Tide, but we're already down to Rax.
Yeah, also perhaps to a slight extent, just Ohio taking a page out of the Swindle Melons playbook. Don't even bother going to the offlane. Start in the jungle with an Iron Talon. You'll be more relevant.
He's learning.
Yeah, definitely had a bigger impact this game than HYHY. So with that, guys, game 1 in the books here. It is a best of 3. A long way to go for both of these teams to advance to the International as a direct berth. They have to win the whole 4-team double elimination bracket. I'm LD. He's Gods. You're watching the Ti6 qualifiers. We'll be back after a short break for game number 2.